Smith.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's sometimes difficult to recall where friendships begin. For me, a very special friendship began in the spring of 1996 at a local Chinese restaurant in Garema Place here in Canberra. On a crowded table of bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, liberally-minded young people, all had descended on the nation's capital from different corners of our country, eager and excited to be doing their part in the newly elected Howard government. It was politics that brought us together, but a passing remark about our mutual love of Neil Diamond music that cemented a 20-year friendship. Today and tonight, I'd like to share both my memories and the memories of others and have them recorded in this special place, about a special person. Her name is Anna McPhee. At the memorial service held for Anna on Saturday, September the 8th at St Clement's Anglican Church in Mosman, her friend of 20 years, Michael Priebe, reflected on a long friendship. Such was the warmth of the response from mourners to Michael's heartfelt and poetic reflections. They're worth sharing this evening. He said, "My first impressions of Anna were cultivated at the parties she hosted, which quickly gained notoriety for all the right reasons. These parties often had a theme that required some form of dressing up. This was a deliberate tactic on Anna's part. It compelled attendees to make an effort and shed both their usual attire and their straight-laced demeanour. Anna's parties were well-catered, raucous affairs. For me, Anna's enthusiastic hosting of revelry was initially perplexing, and Anna, of course, didn't drink or smoke. But it was Anna who instigated the dancing. Anna's loud, infectious laugh created an overwhelmingly light-hearted and inclusive ambience of fun. I once asked her why she loved hosting parties if she didn't partake in alcohol. Isn't being the only sober person at a party boring?" Michael inquired. Anna's response was telling. "I just love watching people having fun." Anna was also a lover of politics. More than a lover, an active participant and influencer. While Hansard has never recorded Anna's spoken word, it has regularly recorded her influence. For over 20 years, Anna's contribution to contemporary Conservative politics was profound. The first female Chief of Staff to a New South Wales Liberal Premier, Barry O'Farrell, the first female Deputy Campaign Director in any Liberal Party division across Australia, and the key driver of the New South Wales Liberals' 1996 marginal seat strategy, delivering John Howard a Prime Ministership and the Federal Parliament one of the largest ever number of coalition female parliamentarians. This achievement was not the product of a silver spoon, but years of old-fashioned blood, sweat and tears, honest effort, and having had an earlier start than most. Delivering her father, Bill McPhee's eulogy in September 2008, we were reminded that she'd gone to her first political event in the womb in 1970. "So I was turning on the lights well before Fraser and Howard in 1975, she remarked. At her memorial service, the former New South Wales Premier Barry O'Farrell remarked, "Anna is undoubtedly one of the best MPs the New South Wales Liberal Party never had." New South Wales Liberals got a glimpse of this in a courageous speech Anna gave not long before her passing. Most didn't realise Anna was very ill and in extreme pain when she took those steps onto the stage at the New South Wales Liberal Party Future Convention. Elizabeth Warner, who joined Anna on the day, said she was determined to have her say. When Elizabeth asked Anna what her plan B was, the response was clear. "There is no plan B, this is it." With that, Anna mustered all of her strength and delivered a powerful call to action to the party, calling for pre-selection based on merit, not faction, arguing and encouraging Liberals to listen to women. Australia's Liberal women have lost their strongest advocate before she'd even really got started. Anna was a bridge. She weaved with ease through different worlds and connected people from different industries and walks of life. Anna was always a champion of and for women. She always knew her worth and empowered other women to know theirs. In 2004, the Howard government appointed her Chief Executive of the Equal Opportunity for Women in the Workplace Agency. Later, she was the chair of the employer member organisation Diversity Council Australia. On her passing, the chairman of the Diversity Council, General David Morrison, AO, summed up Anna's contribution wonderfully. Anna was a beacon of courage and resilience for all of us who seek to make the world a better place. The Council has since renamed their annual oration the Anna McPhee Memorial Diversity and Inclusion Oration to honour Anna's contribution. But there was always more with Anna. She represented Australia at the United Nations Convention on Women, addressed the topic of women in leadership at Stanford University forums, and until her illness led the Retail Council as its chief executive. In Anna's eulogy to her father, she attributed her feminist passion to him. Dad was a great feminist role model. Dad pioneered 14 years unpaid maternity leave, training and development and mentoring. He strongly believed that women had a role beyond the family in business, politics and the community. At Easter, Anna faced a choice. In January, Anna had gone into remission after spending a year courageously fighting against an aggressive non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Anna shared with the family and friends her decision to live as well as I can until I can't. This, she said to a dear friend, was so much more fun and impactful in my experience than living at cost. Her response to her second diagnosis was inspiring and instructive. Bucket list drawn, Anna embarked upon a series of other journeys, to Hawaii with her sisters, a state of origin game in Brisbane with some of her favourite guy mates, a transcontinental trip on the Indian Pacific, and a seaplane ride to the Cottage Point Inn. Anna always had strong male friendships, and none was more important than her husband Reggie. So very proud was Anna of Reggie. She loved Reggie, she loved his love of family, his love of his country, his service, and of course his political banter. Our thoughts are with Reggie, now without his Anna. Anna's sister Donna summed up a life lived full at the memorial service. Anna lived a full life. She had a self-belief and always gave it her best shot. She didn't dwell on disappointment, but learned from her mistakes before fiercely moving on to the next project or goal. She showed that it is possible to be a woman with a high-powered career and still make time for family and friends, to make the most of opportunities without compromising her values, to be successful while promoting and supporting other women and men to be their best, to be taken seriously but still look for and find humour in the most unlikely places, to be decisive, strong, assertive, and also warm, kind, caring and feminine. Anna did not use illness as an excuse to relinquish the weight of responsibility. Her acceptance of her situation helped us to come to some level of acceptance of both her mortality and our own. One of my fondest and most easily recalled memories is dancing on a coffee table for what must have been hours, and deciding to pull aside the curtains only to discover that a new dawn was breaking. I remember we were dancing and singing over and over again to that John Denver classic, Annie's Song. Written by John Denver for his then wife, the song is said to have become a prayer for him. You fill up my senses like a night in the forest, like a mountain in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. Let us always be with you. Come, let us love you. Come, love us again. Preparing for Anna's final farewell, Nina Blackwell made this beautiful reflection. For all of us, we are lucky to have known her, but our lives are smaller without her. Vale, Anna McPhee.